Hello, Kiana Ramirez here. Today I'll be talking about the implicit association test, also known as the IAT. This is found on chapter 6, where it talks about attitude measurement. That's the name of the chapter. And in chapter 6, you can find many methods of measuring attitudes. This includes the Likert scale, the Gutman scale, and semantic differential. But while those measure attitude, the IAT measures attitude by studying how long it takes someone to make a decision. Talking more about it, I feel like we make unconscious decisions every day about many different things. But if it's unconscious to do we really mean it? I have never actually done a research using the IAT process. But despite that, I do remember making choices that I didn't really mean, but I only made them because it was in the spur of the moment. So now that I have explained how I have seen IAT in my life, I hope you see it in yours too. The way IAT works is by giving each individual a series of items, and they have to choose what category they belong in. There's two categories, and if they choose category 1, then they press the letter I, and if they choose category 2, they press the letter E, just like it was told in our book. So in reference to our book, there is an example where they're saying how if they see a white person, then they would press the letter I. If they see a black person, then they press the letter E. When given the categories, they also did good and bad. So they had to figure out which one they were associated with and how long it took them to choose and the decision that they made and if that really made them prejudiced or not. So the test is supposed to begin really easy and then get really hard with harder questions as it goes. You would want to choose to work with this test if you're trying to, like the example in the book, if you are trying to test prejudice in people, if you're trying to measure their likeness to a certain subject. So, in conclusion, I think that the IAT scale is really not something that you would want to use in a research. I don't think it's accurate. I don't think that it really measures people's attitudes in reality because if you think about it, the IAT measures how long it takes you to make a decision. So you're pretty much being pressured and you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking about your morals. You're not thinking about anything but that you have to make a decision. And sometimes the decision's going to be bad, but if it's a question that says 2 plus 2 and there's a 2 and there's a 4, you might choose 2 just because it was in the spur of the moment, you saw all 2s, and so, So that's why I don't think it's a very reliable test, but I do believe that it could be of some informational use. Thank you.